Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
So it's time for us to do our March TBR. I had to figure out what month was coming. Thank you.
I'm so proud of you for learning your months.
Evening. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I have to think hard. But it's time for our March TBR. So we're going to talk about the 15 books each that we have on our TBR to read in the month of March, and that includes new releases and audio releases, which is fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, if you're watching this video, you may have enough time because it closes on February 28th to go and, which is the day this comes out actually. So if you're watching it on the 28th, you can still go and post a screenshot of having subscribed to us in the Coveted Cover Unbox video.
Facebook group.
Facebook group. I was trying to get it out quickly and it just became a jumbled mess. To still be eligible to be entered to win the Frozen Fate Trilogy by Pam Godwin, the special editions that Coveted Cover is doing. So this is like at the wire, depending on when you're watching that.
Yes, exactly. But go do it.
Yes.
I still have a little cough. This cough will not go away. It's been like a whole friggin' month.
But we do have the 26 books of 2026. So even if that is not something you've made it here in time for or
we have
whatever,
more.
you could still hit that subscribe button because we have lots more fun giveaways coming up.
That we do. All right. So let's talk about our February TBR. How'd you do?
I did really well.
Okay.
I have one. I got 14 out of 15, and we are filming this earlier than what this video is coming out. So I do have one book left, and that's just because it was a new release that came out the day that we're filming this. I anticipate that by the time this video comes out, I will have gotten them all.
Good.
And I did get a couple, I think I was 2 or 3 short last month, and I just have one more I still have to get from January.
Okay. Good job. So
Thank you. How about you, Muffin?
I did 6, but I got 4 from the previous month. I'm not sure why that's funny, why you're laughing at me. I have never said I'm getting them all. And so I did 4 from the previous months. I got 6. Several have been pushed out. Like there was one pushed late. There's 2 pushed to later. So I mean, you know, it is what it is. And today's the 22nd. I still got time.
It's just, it cracks me up because like we were just talking about books that we want to read. And then I was like, oh, I really want to read this, binge read this series. And like, but there's never enough time.
There's
so
never.
It's just funny that like at one moment we wanted to desperately read all of the books on our TBR, and then sometimes the books just get pushed aside.
The funny thing is though, I was going through my TBR because I knew that I'd gotten books from previous months this month. And as I'm doing that, there's books that are on here and I'm like, why did I even put that on there? I don't want to read that anymore. And that is the problem of a mood reader, is that we put these things down when we're in the mood for them on our TBR. And then for me, the following week, I might not be in the mood for that anymore. Just depends. So yeah, it's a problem. I acknowledge it.
Okay, let's get started.
All right. Okay, so the first book that I have, so because we're filming this, and because it's weird because February is a shorter month and all that stuff, we have to film it a little bit earlier. I do have new releases for the very tail end of February that are going on here because it's just not out yet. And it's just the way it rolls. So the first book that I have is an audio release. It releases on the 24th of February, and that is 3 Pucking Words by B. Celeste. I think this book has been out for a while, but the audio is coming. And so this is about a hockey player, and like he's the famous hockey player, and then she is the coach's daughter. He is a single dad. There is she's keeping some secrets. She has a service dog and he doesn't know why, and it's supposed to be like a little bit on the rom-com-y side. So we'll see how that one goes. Looking forward to the audio.
Okay, next up, well, first up for me is actually a February 28th release, and that is Savage Lies by Kate Oliver. This is Keenan's story, and he may have fallen for a mafia princess. It's an instant obsession, age gap, daddy kink I have been loving this series and cannot wait for the next book.
Okay. So this next one is by an author I haven't read yet, but it's called Descent, and it's by Lisa Cullen, and it comes out, the audio for it, the book itself is out. The audio comes out on the 24th of February. And it says that he is a broken assassin, and it alludes to the fact that he has amnesia. She has been tasked with infiltrating him and getting close to him for whatever reason. Now she's pregnant, and she has been ordered to kill him, to take him out. Yeah, so audio on the 24th. We'll see if this is any good. I mean, it sounds good, so we'll see.
Okay, I'm at my March releases. So March 3rd, this was on my most anticipated release, and this might be like the most anticipated release I have for the entire year, next to Elizabeth O'Rourke's book coming. But it is In Her Own League by Liz Tromforty. Comes out March 3rd. This is Reese. She is the first female team owner of a Major League Baseball team, which has resulted in her always feeling like she has to really work hard and try, to prove herself, and can't really afford any distractions. And Emmett is the coach of the team, and they end up having to spend a lot of time together. We saw glimpses of this in Caught Up, which is because Emmett is Miller's dad. So I have been waiting and waiting for this book, so I'm so excited.
Okay, so my next one is another audio release, and this is one that I've been waiting for a while, because last year I knew that she was putting all these books out on audio, and this is Twisted by Dee Dee Prince. This is the second book in her Savage Alpha Shifter series. This is Mace's story. So Mace, this is his story. We saw him a little bit in the first book, and he got very confused when he met our heroine from the first book, because he thought that she was his mate because she felt and smelled familiar to him. And at the beginning of this book, what we see is her sister come to town. And when he sees her sister, because she's looking for her sister, she comes to town and he sees her, he knows immediately why he was confused, because it wasn't that she was his mate, it is that the sister is his mate. So he takes her, claims her, whether she likes it or not. And I just thought, but these are big boys, and I love that we're getting them on audio.
Okay.
Okay.
Next, I have Across the Vanishing Sky by Catherine Cowles. This comes out March 3rd. So Brayden is a single mom, and she returns home. She's trying to uncover some sort of mystery or secrets. I don't really know exactly which. Dex's dad was the serial killer, like that, and it's going to focus, the series focuses on his kids and like kind of their lives after this. And so someone is like warning her away, because whenever you fall in love in a Catherine Cowles book, it is not good.
It's dangerous.
Yes, is very dangerous.
Yep.
And somehow she's getting closer to the truth. I don't really know a lot about it. I'm just super excited because like it's the serial killer's kids. Like And March is on fire with the books.
Well, maybe in your world, not so much in mine.
Really, I have a lot of March releases.
I mean, I have a decent number, but a lot of them are towards the end of February and then going into March. So not as many. I mean, I have more than last month. That's for darn sure. Okay. So the next book I have is Ring of Truth by Deborah Garland. I believe the book itself is out. Oh. This is the audio. What?
The audio was supposed to come back out in January, and I applied for the ALC, and it's like been crickets. So now it's coming in February.
Yep, February 26th is when the audio will be released. So this is a single dad, pregnant nanny, Irish mafia romance. She escapes her ex, broken pregnant, only to be abducted by his twin. And then forced to be his nanny, I believe. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
My next release is a shifter romance, and it comes out on March 4th. Are you surprised?
I'm a little shocked. I'm a little speechless.
It's called Hopper by Daisy Jane.
Oh.
It's a werebunny, fated mates, and there's carrot play.
I can't wait. That's awesome.
I know. So
I can't wait for your review
by Daisy Jane.
Good old Daisy. Okay. The next book I have is the one that there was one for sure that I had on my TBR last month, and it got moved to this month, to the end of February. It was supposed to be early February, and I was moved to the end. And that is Deprivation by Ellie Sanders. This is a February 28th release now. This is the fourth book in her Secret Society group, this Brethren series. So it is a dark horror romance where he keeps the girl that he believes to be his in the basement for her own good. Actually, these are like some of the darkest books I've ever read. So I'm assuming it'll be pretty bad. It won't just be jokingly for her own good. It will be not a good situation, but I'm excited.
Okay. Next, I have another book that was from my anticipated releases of 2026 list, and that is The Stranger in My Bed by Amanda McKinley. It comes out March 6th. So this is the one where her husband, I can't remember I think he's been missing for a while. And so people have been very sympathetic towards her. He washes ashore. That I just can't remember how long the time frame was. And then everyone kind of turns on her and she becomes a prime suspect. So she moves away to kind of start over. She's gotten remarried. And there's this woman who's been asking questions and she suddenly vanishes. And then weird things keep happening in her house where like her deceased husband's wedding ring like pops up on a counter. And so she starts to question who the man is that she is with. Dun, dun, dun. And I think he's like her new husband or he's a boyfriend. I can't remember.
Was it Amanda McKinney or Amanda McKinley?
McKinney. Did I say McKinley?
Yeah, but that's why I caught it.
Amanda McKinney, sorry.
Yeah, I was just like, wait, I'm gonna have to go find this book when I edit this. So
your dog's name is McKinley.
That's why I just messed you up.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next book I have
your dog. That'd be helpful.
Okay. So the next book I have is going to be our buddy read in the month of March, and that is on the 15th of March.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, and that is over on Amber's channel, and that is Lost Song by Claire Kent. It is a March 6th release. This is the Wild Book 1. So this is still in the whole post-apocalyptic world. They're just kind of all connected, even though this is the start of a new series. You can read this as a standalone. But it talks about how there's a woman who, she's been living alone since the apocalypse with other survivors, and then she finds an injured man and she decides to make him better, but she's not 100% sure she wants to open up to him, and we'll see what happens with that. He's got secrets too, it says.
Okay, my next one is an audio release. It comes out March 10th. This is a new to me author. It's Charity Farrell, and the book is Sinful Hearts. And it's an arranged marriage. Her sister was supposed to marry this mafia guy, and he's like a brutal mafia capo. And the sister runs off, and so she's forced to go in her place, but he doesn't know it. So she's a little like freaked out about that. And also her family has told her her job is to take him out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. All right. So the next one that I have is an audio release for March 3rd. And this is Married with Malice, and it's by Cora Brent. And it is the second book in a series, but it looks like you can read it as a standalone because I intend to do that. And so it says that to save her sister, who apparently the heroine's sister was supposed to marry this guy, that's a mafia romance, and she fell in love with somebody else and ran off. And so now she has to take her sister's place, especially because there's about to be a war because of what her sister did. The only thing is the man that she's being forced to marry is her bully from high school, and so she's not really happy about this. I wouldn't be either.
No.
All those guys peaked in high school. Anyhow.
Okay. My next book is called Only for Him by Natasha Madison. This is number 3 in the Only For series. It comes out March 13th. The audio comes out at the same time as well. This is hockey, single down. He walked in on, he's a dad of 3, walks in on his wife with his brother-in-law. So now he's a single dad. And he's gonna start something with his teammate's sister, and they're like frenemies with benefits. So
walked in on his wife with his brother-in-law. Like she was sleeping with her brother or like his sister's husband?
I was thinking that maybe it was like her sister's husband
Or
or
somebody like
his
not like this is a taboo thing and she was like she's
brother.
sleeping with her brother.
No, I don't think it's her brother, Jessica. Natasha Madison doesn't write like that
She
usually.
doesn't. No. But that
He's
still confused me for a
That'd be
second.
a whole other, yeah.
Author. Yeah. Okay. The next one is one that I had as well on my anticipated releases for the year, and that is Hell of a Show by Shauna Mareed and Layla James. This is a March 12th release. Um, Basically, this is the second book in her like their dark cowboy series, and it sounds like our hero and the heroine were together when they were in high school. She wanted, bright lights, and it sounds like she wanted, whether she became a rock star or like somebody well known. She wanted to be a celebrity, and he sees her years later. There's a ring on her finger, and he forgives her for it, especially when he finds out what that person has been doing to her. She is very abused and very much not cool when he meets back up with her. And so it is his job to take those people out and to keep her safe because he is an obsessive possessive cowboy. And that's what they do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my next release comes out March 19th, and this is called Show Me Forever by Jennifer Sukovic. And as you can see by the cover, you will know I was intrigued. I have a piece of hair sticking up, and it's driving me bonkers.
I can't see it because the recording button is right over the top of your head. So,
Oh,
I mean, that it'll be gone though when this,
anyway,
is up.
so this is about Oliver, and she has been cleaning up Oliver's messes for a while. So I'm wondering if there's like if she's like PR or how they know each other. But they have like this massive sexual tension between them. And so they end up giving in one night, which turns into surprise baby.
Got
And
it.
now she's living with him, and yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the next one I have is an audio release for March 17th, and that is With a Little Luck by Jillian West. This is the third book in her Very Pregnant Omega Finds Her Pack series. And I know there's a one night stand situation in here. Other than that, I don't know, and I don't care. I will just be listening to it because I really enjoyed both of these. Sometimes Jillian West is hit or miss for me, but I have loved this series.
Okay.
Okay.
Next, I have I personally have a March 23rd release. That sounded weird. So my next release is for March 23rd, and that is Lisa Suzanne's Snap Decision. This is part of the Bradley legacy. This one I'm really intrigued by because she's been with Archer Bradley for a decade, and they are now no longer together. She's trying to piece her life back together. And she's been staying with one of her closest friends, which happens to be Archer's brother. Okay. And now she is in there was a viral fake engagement situation going on.
Okay.
So, ex-boyfriend's brother trope.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. Well, I have audio release for the 17th yet again. The 17th looks like it might be a popular day for audio releases. And this is A Forbidden Arrangement by Jay Wilder. This is book 4 in her Twisted Vows series. I've read the first 3. I've enjoyed them quite a bit. They're like obsessive possessive billionaires. So this is our heroine has a one night stand with this billionaire, and then the next day or shortly after that she witnesses a murder, and somehow that pushes her into his arms, and once he has her back he ain't letting her go whether she likes it or not, and he might just be the most dangerous situation of all.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized that I have 4 in a row releases of sports. So I have hockey, football, and now I have football again. So 2 hockey, 2 football in a row. I'm not complaining. So next up is a March 26th release for Unplanned Play by Shel Sloan. And this is the first book in her new series, Nashville Players. So she is newly single, and according to the blurb on the back, is ready to make bad choices. So she's in Vegas. She meets a younger football player who's like they're celebrating some sort of win, and they hook up. But she's back home, and he walks into her bakery. And then this is why I love Shel Sloan so much. This is part of the blurb. She has a souvenir that won't be here for 9 months and has no return policy. I
Yep.
just love her wit, how she writes
Hmm.
that stuff. So I'm looking forward to the new series.
So the next book I have is another audio release for the 17th of March.
You're going to be busy.
I am, yeah. Hopefully I got a lot of boxes to fill or something at that point. I don't know. So this is The Things That Break Us by Michelle Hurd. Now I've read a lot of Michelle Hurd, but they've always been mafia. This does not sound like it's mafia at all. The book itself is out. This is just an audio release. So it says Easton is a famous actor, and he has a sister who has a little girl, and the sister is dying. And so he is dealing with being in the spotlight, and now he's trying to deal with a sister who is dying and what's going to happen with his niece. And I'm assuming he'll take custody of his niece. And then you have Nova, who is the best friend to the sister, and they're going to take solace in each other. And we'll see what happens there.
I can see why you are wanting to listen to this book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm done with my new releases. I got to 10, and so I'm switching over.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be shocking for all of those at home, but my next thing on my list is Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. The
Shocker.
next one I need to listen to is Barbarians Taming, and that's Maddie and Hassans. Then that should have been an O
No.
instead of an A.
No.
It's their story, which is kind of cool because like Maddie is the sister to the girl in the previous story. Hassan is the one who kidnapped the previous girl. Like was it Lila? I think her name was Lila,
Yeah.
right? And so I am really looking forward to continuing on. I also, if I'm going to meet my goal, have to finish the series before March 20th.
Yeah, you do.
Because my goal was to get all of this read before we go meet Ruby Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay. So I forgot about this one.
There will be no new videos from us. No, I'm kidding.
So I forgot about this one as an audio release, and I had to tack it on at the end because I was a goober. So this one is actually a February 26th release, and I have the ALC for it, and that is Unveiled by Greer Rivers. Mandy has talked about this book a ton, but audio is coming, and it will be here in a couple of days. So this is it's a dark Swan Lake retelling, mafia adjacent story. So I know Mandy's talked about it a bunch. I'm not going to need to, so that is on my list.
Well, you should still talk about it when you read it. It's good.
Oh yeah, when I read it, I will. But yeah,
I'm sorry I've talked about it too much.
I didn't say too much. Okay, what do you got next?
Okay. So my last 4 books are going to be books from my bookshelf because I need to work on that. This author is going to be at Holidays with the Bells. I bought a book from her at the very first book event we went to, which was 11 Seattle 3 years ago. Right? 3 years ago?
Assuming, yeah.
Or maybe it was our second book event because we went to Readers and Writers before that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so our second
before
event.
we had a channel.
Huh?
That was before we had a channel.
So this was like our first event, like where we were really like knew the authors. Maybe that's what I mean to say. So anyways, I bought a lot of books at that place. And this is Saving His Heart by Avery Maxwell. She is going to be at Holidays with the Bells. I have heard good things about this book. I've heard it's very angsty, and I've wanted to read it, and it's just sat on my shelf for 3 years. So I'm going to read it before we go to Holidays with the Bells, which is in mid-March. So this is about, somehow I read the back and like the blurb on Goodreads, and I'm not really sure, but somehow she's a doctor without a license. I don't know what's happened there. There must be a story. He's a billionaire. His heart is failing. He's hired her to care for him basically round the clock, I guess. Like she lives with him. And when his family starts meddling, he introduces her as his live-in girlfriend. So if his heart is failing, and I've heard it's angsty and emotional, so I'm just very curious.
Okay. All right. So the next book I have, like my releases are done too. The next book I have is Break Me Down by Nola Marie. This is a rock star romance, but it is a second chance rock star with a secret baby romance, and it also deals heavily with addiction, and it's supposed to be very angsty. So I didn't write anything else down because I don't need to know anything else.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Okay, my next book is one that you've probably sort of seen a little bit on the channel recently, and that's because Fight was our buddy read for February. I just finished Protect, and so I am putting Honor by Danielle Baker on my list. We're actually going to see her again at Holidays with the Bells as well. So this is Xander and Teddy's story. Teddy is recently widowed. In Protect, we see a little bit about that, but we don't really get much information on what's happened. So in this one, we're going to find out more. It is her brother is Xander's best friend. So it's brother's best friend, but she's also pregnant, newly widowed, and has 2 kids.
Yep.
I hear this one's really good.
It is.
So I am excited to read it.
Yep. One of the other books that I got when we were down at Wild and Windy is Pride Mates by Jennifer Ashley. So this is, I don't know if this is historical or not. But I do know that it's shifters and it's lion shifters. And I enjoyed the historical that I read from Jennifer Ashley. So I thought, why the heck not? And a couple of you guys have said, this is really good. So here we go.
So, in keeping with my promise to read more historical romances this year, next up I have The Madness of Lord Ian Mackenzie by Jennifer Ashley. I also got this at Wild and Windy. I separated these books out on my bookshelf like I did for Love in Vegas. I'm trying to not let books that I get fall into like Neverland on my bookshelf. So I'm actually reading them because I do want to read them. And I just end up forgetting them because I get caught up in reading other stuff. So he is the youngest of the Mackenzies, and he spent most of his life in an asylum, it sounds like, or most of his younger life in an asylum. Beth is a recent widow who has a large fortune. She's not had an easy life, so she's looking forward to just being basically left alone when Lord Ian decides he wants her.
He's neurodivergent.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The last book that I have on my list is The Cute Psycho by Veronica Lancet. This is a very dark book. This is about our hero who it says he was experimented on when he was younger.
So this is not your autobiography?
No, but I might borrow that title. So it says that he is a psychopath. He is a killing machine, and he cannot feel anything. And then you have our heroine. She is a little nun, like literally a nun, and she stands toe to toe with him, and she is the only thing that can calm his chaos. So I'm excited for this one.
Okay. So my next one is a book that I got at Wild and Windy. It did not make our Wild and Windy book haul because we had finished filming, we were packing, and I realized it was still in my book cart. I don't know what happened. But anyways, so this is going to be on my March TBR. This is The One Night Match by Montana Fry, and she has it labeled as a dark mafia rom-com. So I'm kind of intrigued by that. And this we have Riley. She's a mafia princess. She would love to leave that behind, but her parents signed her up for this mafia matchmaking service where they do the arranged marriages to make sure that the marriages will be better planned out, I guess you could say. And so she is set to marry Cruz, who is a Seattle mafia boss. She goes to spend her last night of freedom out and about, has a one night stand with this guy, shows up the next day to get married, and that was her one night stand. Also, there's a cat in here that apparently does, according to Montana when we were chatting with her, that does a lot of like antics, if you will. So I'm excited for that too.
Yep. I'm
And I
very
think
anxious to see how
that
you like it.
brings me to the end of my 15 books that I'm going to read during the month of March.
It should have. Yeah. All
I
right.
also
Well,
just added like 10 more because I want to read the rest of that Claire Kent series.
so little time, so many books.
I know.
Seriously,
And
it's a problem.
the Ice Planet Barbarians, I have like a lot to read in that. So yeah,
Yeah, you do.
I shall be busy.
I really am jealous that you get to read them all for the first time. Like, I love my Ice Planet Barbarians. Might have to listen to one later. Okay, anyhow, let's wrap this
Okay.
up.
Hit that subscribe button, like and hype our videos. We really appreciate it. And
Mhm.
make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and most Wednesdays for new videos from us.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.